Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on this one. You've seen the title, we're putting the RB25 into the R32 today. And I'm just going to drop it in there and mock it up. Obviously I don't have a gearbox yet, but I'm going to drop it in there. It's just going to complete the car. It's going to look amazing because it's been a shell for over a year now. It's actually Black Friday sales right now, and some of the parts that I bought the last Black Friday sales are still sitting on the shelf, like the harness and stuff. So once the engine goes in, we can mock up all the wiring and the fuel lines and stuff like that, battery, the boot, all that sort of stuff. But first up today, we have my mate Luke has brought his Pajero down. I'm gonna chuck that on the hoist and just have a look over it because yeah, it's making some funny noises. So we'll quickly look into that, and then we will get right into the RB25.
Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, the air. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him like and run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking dage. I got.
So this is Luke. You might have seen him out at Matsuri with the RX-8. And yeah, he's like an expert at those things because you pulled it all down and done some crazy shit with it a couple of times now.
I watched enough YouTube videos to work out how to do it, and
yeah, fully.
Somehow works.
Yeah. I remember you said to me like before the last Matsuri, the one before that, you were like, oh, I've just pulled down the engine, and it was like, I don't know, like a month before.
Yeah.
Like a month. I think you had a month.
I completed the rebuild the weekend before Matsuri.
Yeah.
And like, you're supposed to run them in and like, the run-in was Matsuri.
Holy shit. Wait, that's what I was thinking about this R32, like how do you run it in?
Yeah.
And like I researched it, apparently you just put on the dyno and just like put it through a few heat cycles and like really pump it. But it's not like a run-in tune where, what do you normally do? You run it in for like a certain amount of kilometers at like low revs only.
Yeah, everyone's got their like passed down from their family, or they're like their master mechanic, their technique. But with the rotary, like it took maybe like an hour or two for it'd be the same with like rings for them to like seal, get good compression.
Dead in, yeah.
And then once it can hot start really well, like because when it's hot, it's harder for like you got lower compression when the engine's hot. If it just fires up, then you're good to go. Like if it doesn't take a little while for it to, then
you know it's ready to just send. Yeah. Typical Matsuri story. People like getting their cars ready at the last second and then send it, but not the LS. Yeah, you literally have to get out like that. Yeah, we're gonna get this up on the lift and have a look under. It's making some horrible noises, Luke said. So, I would have been able to fit out there because I'm like 1 foot tall. And Luke's super tall, so we're definitely not going to do any clips side by side. So I'll be at his kneecaps. Shit. Yeah, we got the mighty Pajero up on the hoist. It was pretty sketchy. It probably is the heaviest car I've lifted. It did feel heavy on the way up, if you can feel heaviness by pressing a button.
It looked heavy.
It did look, it looked stressed. But yeah, we found that this wheel bearing here on this side has a fair bit of play in it. I can't do it with one hand. This thing's heavy duty shit, eh? Pajero. If any of you guys own any Pajeros, let us know in the comments. Join the Pajero club. Is there like a Facebook page for Pajeros? There would be.
There's a forum, Pajero owners or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Some Australian thing.
There would be a heap of people that love them. My mate's got one that's like brand new and it's pretty luxury, eh? But yeah, this wheel bearing here is on its way out, pretty much dead. Yeah, see if you can. Yeah, so it shouldn't be making that noise or. Oh, you can see it real bad.
Yeah, from back. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see that. That's not good. So yeah, that there's got a lot more movement in it than it should. We tested this side and it was nice and stiff. A little bit of movement, but not as much as that. So yeah, need a new wheel bearing there. That's probably what all the noises are. And then we'll just have a look over, see if there's anything else. Probably some other shit too.
I might even, I brought new diff oil.
Oh yeah, whack it in. I got a little pump.
Oh, actually this looks like it's a pain to, I was hoping the diff cover would be easy to get at, but that looks like it's a pain.
Well, you want to take it out?
I wanted to open up and have a look at the gears.
Yeah.
Because the sounds I was hearing, it was like, honestly, it was explosions.
Oh shit.
like it sounded like the diff exploded every time it happened. It was that loud, and the force through the car was so bad. Like,
how often does it do it?
Every time it sounded like something had broken catastrophically.
Jesus.
Maybe like once a drive, like so maybe every half hour of driving.
Holy Jesus.
And like at 80 Ks, and it's like all this, it's like tension builds up and just releases like a mechanical explosion, like a purely mechanical sound.
That's not good at all.
No.
That wouldn't be the wheel bearing, eh?
No, definitely. Well,
something else.
That's what I thought, like some sort of joint maybe, like binding.
Yeah, and then it just has too much pressure and it goes bonk. Maybe. We'll have a good look over this anyway, and then we'll get it back down. Back down on the ground on its four wheels to safety. Alrighty, Pajero is back on the ground, and now to start on the R32. If you haven't seen this before, most people have seen it, but if you haven't, I've had this for a freaking year now, over a year, and it's just a rolling shell, so we need to make some progress on this. The engine sitting right there, Forge RB25, Forge bottom end anyway, it's all ready to drop into the car. Well, I am missing a gearbox, but actually, I got news. I've figured out what I'm going to do for the gearbox. So I'm going to be running a TR6060 with the adapting bell housing, and that's going to be the cheapest, strongest gearbox and the most availability. So it's going to work with my clutch that I already have. It's just going to be the best option for me in this situation. So that's what we're going to be running. Yeah, I've just got to save up a little bit of money and get that. It's going to be cost effective too. It'll be about, I'd say, $4.5 max to do the gearbox conversion on this, and it's way cheaper than any other option, and it should handle the power just fine. TR6060 gearbox is the newest, I think it's the newest Commodore gearbox that they use, so there should be heaps of them around. There's plenty of Commodores with the gearbox okay, and everything else is cooked, so we should be sweet with that. But first thing we're going to do here is to take off the front bumper bar and the lights, and then give this a wipe out because it's been sitting accumulating dust for I don't know how long. It's very sad, but there is nice paint under there, so I'm going to clean that, lift this up, drop it in there, and then we're going to find out if these engine mounts make it sit any higher than it needs to, because these are RB25 engine mounts and I've been told you need RB21, so we drop it in there and see how high it is. Might even put the bonnet on and yeah, look like an actual car again. So let's get to it. Damn, that made a big difference. Look at that, it's actually shiny. Just a once over with a wet rag. So now it's time to put the RB25 in the hole. Just drop it in the hole. We took off the front stuff just to give us a bit extra room. This here is nice and straight. Like, I don't think this car's ever been in a crash, so I'm not going to cut it up yet, but later on down the track, if I ever have a front end crash, hopefully not, but if I do, I'll definitely be cutting this and making it like removable so you can get your engines in and out really nice and easy. That's what's done on the S13 and it's freaking sick. Yeah, pull it over. Squeaky ass wheels, eh? Alright, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, take two. So the engine is sitting in the car right now and it looks freaking amazing. Like, first time it's had an engine in there in over a year now, I think. Feels cool, feels like a massive progress, even though we're about to pull it straight back out again because, yep, old mate in the comments, you were right. I do need RB20 engine mounts, and it looks like RB20 engine brackets that I need as well. This is it in the engine bay, looking all pretty. And yeah, the angle of these brackets is just way wrong. So you can see that's the engine mount, this circle part, and that's sitting like more flat, and then this bracket here, which is a subframe, is on more of an angle. So I need to get the RB20 ones to line up with that subframe, or change the subframe, but that's not really an option since I've modified this subframe to be pushed forward more. So I'm getting new engine mounts to make that work, but man, this thing is gonna be so sick, so sick. Just imagine like when it's all plumbed in, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be amazing. And then also I'm getting like the catch can, fuel rail, rocket covers, overflow, and power steering reservoir, all fabricated and all anodized in a surprise color that's just gonna look so freaking cool in here. And yeah, I'm getting pumped the more I talk about it. Like, we're talking about when we started up and what it's gonna sound like, and I'm just like, let's do a skid. We could probably start it at the end of this episode, but I'm not going to. We'll leave it for another episode.
It's ready for Instagram.
Yeah, it's Instagram ready for sure. Take a couple of pics to make it look like it's done. Yeah, but man, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so sick. So yeah, we're just gonna pull it back out again now, and then get the right engine mounts, then whack it in, and then I can start mocking up the fuel lines. The power, the bloody wiring harness is gonna be like the hardest thing ever. It's in this box here. It's a Haltech wiring harness, and you've got to do all the pinouts yourself. I put this shelf in the other day. This is all my R32 parts here, all ready to go. I've just got to start putting them into the car, but engine mounts the first step. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment below as always. Actually, put in the comments, what do you reckon you should put in the comments? Like a code word.
RB Turbo Tingles.
RB Turbo Tingles.
You know, when it's on full sound, it's like, oh.
Oh yeah, I get ya. So in the comments put RB Turbo Tingles, because yeah, when it's on full sound, it's like giving you a tingle. That's what Luke said. Yeah, put it in the comments. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you've been here a while and you notice you haven't been seeing the videos, hit the notification bell, because then you'll get a notification when I bring out a new episode every week. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. You want to say bye or no? Yeah, sick.